So you should get a prompt soon that we are recording. And just give me one moment to pull everything up for everybody. Okay. So good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming into our Zoom call. This is Bulldog Parent University, and it is a webinar series that's hosted by the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement at Alabama A&M University. Our office supports a lot of different initiatives for our students. We do a lot of leadership development opportunities. We support our first-gen students, international students, transfer students. There's a freshman peer mentorship program. We support all the registered student organizations, Greek Life. So there's a lot of different initiatives that our office is working to support. But these particular online sessions are designed just to keep parents in the loop about how you can support your student and help them navigate their college obligations while they're at AAMU. So I'll just introduce myself. My name is Shalisa Bynum. I'm an assistant director for the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement. I've been at AAMU since January, so it's been maybe 7-8 months that I'm going on here with AAMU. BPU was started maybe 1 or 2 years ago under a different office, and we've since merged it on with the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement. Just a few housekeeping rules for this session. Again, we are recording, so please do just watch your mics, make sure you're muted, and please also be using the Q&A box, not the chat. You need to put all your questions that you have at the end of each panelist presentation into that Q&A box. And after each presentation, I'll go through the questions and we can ask our panelists to answer them. So thank you for your cooperation with that. I'm trying to think, are there anything else? No, so I'm excited to present to you guys a great group of people that we have on campus. We have first Chief Payton, who is over public safety. Then we'll move into Dr. King, who is our student conduct coordinator. Then we'll move into financial aid with our director of financial aid, which is Mr. Marcus Bird. Then we're going to end it all out with Ms. Sharon Murray and Mr. Pearsall, who are of dining services. So we got a lot going on tonight, but these are just a sample of the different departments we have here on campus that your students will be interacting with. So before we get started into Chief Payton's presentation, I just want to make sure if we have any stragglers that need to enter into the room. One moment. No, that should be all. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Chief Payton, who is over our safety department. So Chief Payton, if you want to go ahead and take the floor, give your presentation, and then after about 10-15 minutes, I'll let you know if there's any questions for you.
All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you guys are having a great day thus far. Thank you, Ms. Bynum, for allowing me to present on tonight. Just to give some general information about our department. Obviously, I'm excited to give you some tidbits because I understand as a parent, your safety of your child or your student is of the highest importance. And so I'm hopeful by the end of this presentation and some Q&A, you'll feel a little more at ease with your student being here. And so I'm going to try to share my screen here, and we'll just jump right on into it. Can everyone see that?
Really? You sticking your hand up?
Yeah.
Yes, we can see it. It's just not in presentation.
Give me a sec. Is that better?
Yes.
All right. All right, so as stated, like I said, I'm Chief Payton over the Department of Public Safety here. Our department is just like any other police department across the country. We're comprised of state certified officers. We have about 25 certified officers within our framework. The only difference is with us, we also have security officers as well. You will see them mainly at our gate entrances to campus, and then they do our parking enforcement as well. We have,
We have,
I'm sorry, oh, had a little feedback. And we also have dispatch in-house as well. So any calls that come in through our office will come through our dispatch or our communication specialist office, and they'll dispatch those calls to our officers in the field. This has got kind of the gamut of the of our different functions. We're going to respond to any criminal incidents. We also are under the emergency preparedness umbrella. So if we have bad weather that has the potential to affect campus, snow, tornadoes, we'll be on the front lines. We're here 24/7, 365 days a year. So we're always here, making sure our students, faculty, and staff are safe. As a parent, we also know sometimes you may go a couple of days without speaking to your child for whatever reason. And so if you need us to do a welfare check at the residence hall or wherever they may be, just to make sure, lay eyes on them, tell them to give you a call, we definitely do that as well. Respond to disturbances of suspicious activity. Because of the way our campus is set up, we are kind of in the heart of North Huntsville. And so we're going to respond to those type of situations when we're called upon. If your student is bringing a vehicle on campus, they will register their vehicle with us here at DPS. And I'll speak more about that later on in the presentation. Like I said, we also do parking and traffic enforcement, and we also provide security for our large events, homecoming, concerts, whatever you can name. We're going to be there on the front lines at all these different functions. Again, as I stated, if your student is bringing a vehicle to campus, they will register that vehicle with us. They'll have to bring their registration, their insurance, and their driver's license, and they will be issued a decal to park on campus. Over the last year or so, we've kind of went to a different model as it pertains to vehicle registration. And so now our students are given a decal with an assigned parking spot that is close to the residence hall. So it's highly incumbent upon them to register early so they can get a good parking spot, but it also it keeps down the confusion, so they always have somewhere to park. And so we went to that model, and it's been successful thus far. Also, that's highly important that your students' information is accurate in their banner account, okay? Because this is how any alerts that we send out will come via this platform through our Bulldog alert system. That information is pulled strictly from Banner with a cell phone with their cell phone number, and they'll get alerts as you see here to their phone. If it's an active shooter, weather-related incident, whatever the case may be, power outage, they're going to get that straight to their cell phone as soon as the alerts come out. Also, if it's not haven't reached that level of a Bulldog alert, if we just want to keep them informed about if we've had some burglaries or B&Es breaking into vehicles in the area, we'll send what is called timely warnings. If we want to send some safety tips, we'll send it through that platform as well through their email, just to give them some general information how to keep their belongings safe, to lock their car doors, things of that nature, so they can protect their valuables. So it's highly important that they're paying attention to that notification when they come out from DPS. We get a lot of confusion sometimes about this, especially with our new students who are coming from different states across the country. But here on our campus, weapons are strictly prohibited. It's highly important that they understand, especially firearms are strictly prohibited. In the state of Alabama, it says that you can carry a firearm with no permit. But here on the campus of Alabama A&M, they are strictly prohibited, and we are zero tolerance as it pertains to that. And so if your student is found with a weapon on campus, they face a very high reality of being suspended or expelled. They will be interim suspended immediately if found with a weapon on campus. And so it's highly important that they follow those rules. And I know Dr. King will speak more from the student conduct aspect after me, but it's highly they need to understand that they are strictly prohibited on the campus of Alabama A&M. We also are a smoke-free campus. That's cigarettes, vapes, any electronics, e-cigs, whatever the case may be. We're a smoke-free campus. We're definitely a smoke-free campus when it comes to illegal substances. Some states I know have passed laws regarding the legality of marijuana, but here in Alabama, it is still a misdemeanor or felony crime to possess marijuana in the state of Alabama, and we kind of govern and mirror those rules and those laws of this state. And so on campus, you'll be possibly arrested if you're found with it, or at a minimum, at least a student conduct. And like I said, Dr. King will speak more about that after my turn. Over the last year, we really tried to upgrade our security measures here on campus. We understand the times that we're in, but it's highly important that regardless of the times that we're in, that our students feel safe. And so the university has invested a lot into our security infrastructure to make sure that our students are safe. We've installed cameras all across campus. We have about 500 cameras over the gamut of the entirety of campus. Over the next couple of weeks, the students will start to see their door access credentials coming online. So students will have to swipe using their ID cards to swipe into the residence halls just to get into those spaces. And so we're really excited about these measures. As you know, if you've been on campus, we have an open campus, but we've installed a lot of additional access gates to the exterior to make sure the ones who are supposed to be here are here, and we try to keep those other things away. We've invested in gun detection technology that we use at our large events to screen patrons who may decide to bring weapons into those spaces. And so we want to make sure, especially that our students can gather and have a good time while they're here in those large spaces. Our blue poles, so if you're a student, for some reason, we know everyone has a cell phone, but we wanted to add another layer of communication. So strategically placed throughout campus, you'll see these blue pole call boxes. Your student can push the button on those call boxes, and they'll ring straight to our dispatch office. We can get resources to them and support them. We also have contracted security that we hired, especially in our residence halls during peak hours. So between the hours of 4 p.m. and 2 a.m., you have additional officers just walking the buildings, making sure things are in order, making sure everyone feels safe and is doing what they need to do. And then we also launched our Bulldog Bites platform, which is an anonymous reporting platform. We want to incentivize our students to kind of give information of things that they're seeing in these residence spaces or on campus, period. Any crimes they want to report. We wanted to incentivize that so they can get gift cards and things of that nature for information that they give. Just trying to rise the student engagement piece and building the trust between our students and the law enforcement. And we also last year brought Officer Zero, K9 Officer Zero, onto campus. He is a gun detection dog. He is one. He is our most popular officer in the building, and he does a great job locating weapons and things of that nature. So, like I said, we made a lot of strides in upgrading our security measures here on campus. We're excited about what we've done thus far. As you know, we have a lot of events that come on campus, but we here at DPS like to be very engaged with our students. So there are some things that we'll host and put on to raise the level of student engagement. We'll have some self-defense classes coming up in this fall. Our Slam for Sam, which we kind of highlight Sexual Assault Awareness Month, where students come in and give poetry, sing. We give prizes away, just really highlighting sexual assault and raising the awareness on campus. Our Bulldog Bash will allow students to come. We'll have a couple beat up cars and they'll come smash and kind of let out that frustration and anger in a healthy space. It's always a great event. Dining with the chief, we give opportunity for them to come and speak to me as well as my command staff to kind of let us know the things that they're dealing with so we can kind of be better and kind of know what's going on so we can support them as well. We'll host a bonfire kind of when it gets cold, we'll do s'mores and all that good stuff. It's a really good time. And then we'll have some active shooter training, just kind of giving students tools to know what to do during an active shooter situation. And here's our contact information. So if you need to call us directly, it's going to be 256-372-5555. Again, if your student, for whatever reason, doesn't have their cell phone and is out and needs support on campus, they can go to our campus Blue Poles and they will call into our office directly. You can email us at publicsafety@aamu.edu. And then again, we also have Safe Space, another platform on our website to report anonymous information. And I think that concludes my presentation, if there's any questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Chief Payton, for a very informative presentation. I'm not seeing the Q&A box showing up on my end, so if any parents or family members, if you have a question, please do put those in the chat at this time. Hopefully, sometimes these roll in pretty quick and I'll miss some. But if you have a question, please feel free to type that into the chat box, and I will do my best to keep up with everybody's questions as we ask them to Chief Payton. So are there any questions at this point? I'll give y'all a few minutes. So the first question, Chief Payton, is when will the decals be distributed?
Okay, thank you. We've started registering vehicles today. And so students have been coming in throughout the day, getting their decals. So yes, they can come directly to our office. Like I said, we'll walk them through the process where they can do it online, but then they'll pick up everything here at our office.
Okay, and then someone has
There
asked.
is not a,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's not a deadline. We strongly ask for students to have those vehicles registered by August 31st, because at that point we will start some enforcement starting September 1. And so we really want students to kind of take it seriously if they're going to be driving on campus. Then that helps us, our officers at the gates, kind of identify them and know they're supposed to be here. So we strongly ask that they get those vehicles registered by August 31st.
And then someone was asking, do we have a lost and found?
I know we do here at DPS. So if there is property that is found, they'll bring it to our office. We'll do our report and we keep those things on site until they're claimed. We'll try to reach out. A lot of times, students will drop their IDs and things where we can identify them and get them to them quickly. So if your student has lost something, please check with us because someone may have turned it in and we can get them back their belongings.
And then we have a parent asking about their son is already registered online last week. Does he just bring that paperwork? Are you referring to a car or are you referring to his classes? If you could put that in the chat. And while you're writing that, if students do not have a car, will the vehicle fee be waived? Do you know anything about that, Chief Payton?
World is still a problem. I didn't like that shit up.
Oops. Chief Payton, you're muted.
Yeah, they can go on our website and do a credit affidavit so that fee can be waived. But like I said, if they're having some trouble with that, they can come to our office and we'll walk them through what they need to do. But it's definitely best if they can do that earlier rather than later.
Okay, and in reference to this parent's son registered their car online last week, so is there any need to bring in any paperwork?
Yeah, they'll still need to bring in obviously the registration, insurance, and driver's license. And then, like I said, we should be able to see that on our end that they registered their vehicle already. But like I said, if for some reason it's not, we can still talk them through the process and walk them through while they're here in the building.
Okay. And can you tell us what the office hours are for DPS?
Uh, there are none. We're open all the time. Our dispatch is here all the time, 24 hours a day. So someone will always be in the office. And then we also have another satellite location at Night Complex. So we know we transitioned that one to an all-female res hall, but there are different spaces where you can contact us and we can get someone to you. But if you're talking about a vehicle, you can come to the main office and we'll help you with that.
Okay, and then I think this parent is referring to a temporary pass that has an expiration date. I'm not seeing a question about that though, but those passes do have a date and where they are no longer valid. Is that right?
Correct. So, like I said, they need to come and try to get their decal in office. Like I said, we're gonna give a little grace, like I said, to August 31st. So don't stress about it now. But like I said, still try to get the documents that you need and come see us so we can get you fixed up.
All right. And so for your contact information, Chief Payton, I'm just going to put the public safety information into the chat so the parents have that in case they have any questions. So this is how you can contact DPS, everyone. Oh, and someone is asking, are the decals ready for pickup? But the process is they present the paperwork and then they get their decals. Is that right?
Yes. So the
Okay.
decals are ready for pickup. They just have to come and bring all those forms of identification, driver's license, proof of insurance, and registration. And like I said, if they haven't registered their vehicle online yet, we can assist them here at the office.
Mhm.
So yes, they're all ready for pickup.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Chief Payton. In the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and cut you off. But I appreciate you.
No
Thank you so
problem.
much for your support, your information you're sharing, for keeping our students and our campus community safe. So we appreciate you so much. And now we're going to shift gears and we're going to go into student conduct, which will be presented by Dr. King. I'm going to give Dr. King just a minute to kind of switch gears and get ready. And while we're doing that, I'm just going to announce the next dates for Bulldog Parent University. So we do these once a month. The one in September will be on September the 15th, same time, 6 to 7:30. Then in October, it will be October the 20th. And then after that, it'll be November the 17th. So you guys can mark your calendars for that. I'll also put these dates in the chat if you give me 1 second. Um, and we post all of these in the parent portal. So I'll also put that link for the parent portal in the chat. This is where we post the flyer for BPU, the registration link, information about what the presentation will be about. So if you've not registered for the parent portal, I just put that link. It's AAMU Campus ESP.com. And that should take you to register your profile, and you can see not just things about BPU, but all sorts of things about housing and other things that are related to parents. So that's a good resource for you guys to have. And so it looks like Dr. King is ready. Dr. King, do you want to go ahead and take the floor?
Sounds great. Thank you, Ms. Bynum.
Yep, go ahead.
Um, Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. King, and I serve as the Student Conduct Coordinator in the Office of Student Conduct and Community Standards. And I think it's great that I follow behind Chief Payton as we will go over some of those things, as he mentions, that are falls on our codes as far as prohibited items and different stuff of that nature, and how my office handles those events when they come to as it relates to your students here on campus. We know they're excited about being here on campus, and we know sometimes they become college students and don't think about the choices they make. And we're here to guide them to better choices and let them know that the experience is an opportunity for growth and learning and not always just a behavior issue and that you're going to be a spell suspended and things of that nature. Um, the key thing about the Office of Student Community Standards is that we want to partner with our parents. We are the resources for you too. We encourage you to have open conversations with your student about expectations and their responsibilities and the things that you talk to them about at home prior to them getting here to Alabama A&M. We think that's the key to success, and always, when those students get notifications, if they find themselves in a tad bit of trouble or a bad circumstance, that you know about it, and it's just not something that you're getting. Once it's registration or a period where they find that they may have a hold on their account because they may have a judicial sanction. One key document that is very vital to our office as our FERPA. FERPA is a federal law that protects the privacy of student education records. Just because you're their parents when they're here, if a student is 18 or enrolled in college, they have the right to their disciplinary records and to keep that modified to just their knowledge. Now, the exceptions to that policy, that FERPA policy, is that for students under the age of 21 that violate an alcohol or drug use policy, we do send out notifications to parents, giving very vivid details to what happened. And again, that goes back to that slide I just showed. You are encouraged to know what's going on with your students so that they can provide that information. And once they do share that information, and we get a response from them that they are able to share that information with you, we'll go ahead and dive into that situation at hand. So our office focuses on accountability, reflection, and repair. We work to help students grow and to learn from their mistakes through a fair and consistent process. Our key goals are to educate students on behavior expectations and community values, ensure a fair, transparent, and educational conduct process, empower students to be responsible and respectful community members, and we collaborate with campus partners like DPS to protect the safety of all students. Our approach is restorative justice, and like I told you, we like to reflect on the impact of their actions, work toward meaningful resolutions, and reintegrate them into the community here at Alabama A&M. Here, if you're paying attention to our case process, oftentimes we will receive a report from DPS stating that a student has violated a student code of conduct. At the end of this slide, at the end of this presentation, I'll be able to add the code of conduct just for you parents can have that to understand those codes that we go by here at Alabama A&M. And also, I'll try to look up the residential life guide because those are important too to know as it relates to most of our students living here on campus. But when an incident occurs, they usually receive a document shared to their Alabama A&M email, and it usually comes from Department of Public Safety. They get a notification that, hey, there's an alleged violation. No student is held responsible until they take that responsibility on their own or to a governing board that's comprised of faculty and staff, and a student conduct board decides that they are responsible. So once they have that preliminary meeting with me, at the end of that meeting, we will go over the alleged sanctions, any evidence that was provided in that case. And I asked that student, hey, this is a very frank conversation. I wasn't there. I want to know your story, and I see this report. So let me know what happened. And we discuss a few things, and I let them know, hey, do you accept these alleged violations, or do you decline those alleged violations? In the case that they accept those violations, they will be given sanctions, and we'll go over those sanctions here shortly. If they appeal, as I noted, they will adhere to the conduct board, and the conduct board may uphold the sanctions that I have set aside for them or decide on more punitive sanctions. Sometimes our students don't check their emails just as much as us parents do, or so a lot of times the students don't know that they have a preliminary meeting and there's a hold on their account. Um, so if the student does not complete a preliminary meeting, there's one or two things based on the severity or the actions of that alleged violation. I may make a decision on what actions need to be taken. The student can then submit an appeal based on the information that they received, and at this time I do give them that opportunity to come back and talk with me because I know, hey, those students don't check those emails often, and I give them a time to adhere to the regular process and give them the time to speak on their own behalf. um, and the same process follows when that situation does occur. Okay. Chief made a very point about our no weapons policy. That is our number one uh not violation, but one of those things that if a student violates, that goes directly to a internal suspension, as he said, and they're suspended or expelled, and then that will hear to our vice president of student affairs, where he will make that decision on whether that appeal stands or if he would give them an alternative solution for that conduct violation. Okay. I hope I didn't explain that too fast, but again, I know we will have some questions at the end. Okay, here. So we talk about those common sanctions, and again, this is a learning opportunity, and we're not here to send anyone home. We want the students to learn and to grow. So oftentimes those sanctions include warnings, probation, educational sanction, restitution, counseling, group sessions, community service, and suspension and expulsion. But let's not get too focused on that suspension or exposure. So this is not for all students, but it's just based on what that violation was. Okay, like common violations may be um, roommate disagreements, different stuff of that nature. So nothing too crazy. But these are just a list of the common sanctions that students could get based on the relative code that they may have decided to break on that day. Um, This is our information for the Office of Student of Conduct and Community Standards here. I'm Dr. Ken. I serve as a student conduct coordinator, and oftentimes those cases will come to me with other than if they're Title IX or hazing incidents, then they will go to the Associate Vice President of Student Affairs. At the end here, you see that our emails can be addressed at conduct officer at Alabama u.edu, and you have the contact information. I'm always here to answer any questions to the guide your students through restorative practice. Okay, um, that's all I have, Miss Bynum.
Thank you so much, Dr. King. That was very informative. I learned a lot too that I didn't know, these processes that the students go through, and I wasn't aware of that till you presented. So that's why this presentation or this webinar is so great, is that it brings transparency to not just the parents, but everybody on campus about how things work. So we appreciate you informing us of what your office does. If there's any questions, if you would please put your questions in the chat at this time. We'll try to devote 5 or 10 minutes to answering any questions for Dr. King about student conduct or anything that he shared in his presentation. So y'all can go ahead and be putting those questions into the chat if you have any. I'm not seeing any at this time, but I'm gonna give y'all a few seconds to go ahead and be typing those in if you have any. He must have been so good, there's no questions. Okay, people not interested in student conduct, so well, we appreciate you, Dr. King. Thank you so much for your presentation and what you do for our students and keeping everyone in good behavior and giving them second chances and all that kind of stuff. So we appreciate you, and we're going to keep moving along, everybody. So next up, the man of the hour is Mr. Marcus Bird of Financial Aid. I'm going to give him a few minutes. I know he has a presentation, some slides to get through, so I'm going to let him get those ready. And we had a few people, quite a few people enter the call, so I'll just kind of reintroduce myself. My name is Shalisa Bynum. I'm the Assistant Director of the Office of Student Leadership and Engagement. If there are any returning parents on this call, you may know from last year, we were the Office of Multicultural Affairs. That office is now joined with Student Leadership and Engagement. So BPU is just continuing under a different office name. Again, I have put the next set of meetings into the chat. So you can see the next ones will be September 15th, always on a Monday at 6 o'clock. We'll be having my supervisor, who is Dr. Jessica Brown. She's talking about student engagement, involvement, and civic engagement. In October, it'll be on October 20th. The topic is What's on Your Mind. It'll be about mental health for our students. We'll have Ms. Christine Baker and Dr. Michael Johnson on the call for that from our Student Health Center. And then the last one of the year will be November the 17th. On to the next, we'll have Ms. Carla Miller of Residential Life and Housing on to talk about move-out procedures and how to get ready for spring. So with that all said and announced, I'm going to turn the floor over to Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird, are you ready to take the floor?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I will share my screen. Can you see my screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay.
You've already clicked share.
How about now?
I see your desktop.
Oh, okay. I probably got the wrong screen. Hold on just a second. How about now?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, it's
Okay.
there.
Great, great, great. All right. Well, my name is Marcus Bird. I'm your Director of Financial Aid, and I'm really going to just go over some basic things about financial aid because sometimes it can get difficult to understand. And so I'll go over some basic things, and then we'll take some questions and answers at the end. All right. So what do we do? I'm sorry. I'm trying to go back. All right. So what do we do? So a lot of times there's confusion on between student accounts and financial aid. And so I did want to kind of separate the two so that when you do have a question that you can kind of direct it in the right direction. Um, um, and it's not that we can't answer. Sometimes we don't have knowledge, like we don't have the information that you may when it regards to student accounts. So what do? We do package financial aid awards and we process them for disbursement and we ensure that what we awarded pays correctly. So that's our responsibility. We don't place holds on accounts. We don't process the refunds. We don't remove charges. We don't set up direct deposits. We don't set up the payment plan. And we definitely don't process housing. So I just to give you a better understanding of those things that we do and don't. We're going to talk about what is financial aid. We're going to talk about packaging the financial aid and how we determine in what order. We're going to talk about accepting the award. And then I always like to add about satisfactory academic progress or SAP. So the first part is financial aid is anything the student receives to help pay for their education, whether it's tuition fees, room and board, everything that they receive is considered financial aid. So if a church writes a check to the student to help pay for school, that is considered part of their financial aid package. So we would receive it and actually make it a part of it. But when we receive your FAFSA, and at this point, I'm at the expectation that everybody has filled out their FAFSA. I will say a caveat that if you have not filled out your FAFSA, that we still have time. You can go to studentaid.gov and it may take us a couple of weeks, but we'll receive it and we can process. And it can still be valid for this fall. But the first thing when we're creating financial aid awards is we're going to award the federal funds that are based on the FAFSA that was filled out. So that means any grants, Pell grants, state grants, supplemental grants that's awarded by the federal government, student loans, and work study. As also a part of the financial aid award will be scholarships. It could be university scholarships and stipends from when they received when they coming into the institution, or could be from a department that may have awarded them a scholarship fund. It includes band, athletics. If you work at an institution that's employee tuition assistance, that's counted. Choirs and others. So those are our university academic and departmental scholarships. They're also a part of it. And then lastly, like private outside funds. So that'll be some VA benefits. Most VA benefits are not counted as part of your package, but if it's there, the Veterans Office notifies us of ones that are counted, and then we make that a part of it. But also those business organizations, turns forward, like I used an example in the beginning, they make, so when and we receive a lot of checks. So when we receive those checks, we receive it, we notate it to the account, we forward that check to the business office, and then they post those funds directly to the student account. But you'll also be able to see it as a part of their financial aid. This kind of demonstrates what we can award up to. So we can award up to the cost of attendance. For any need-based funds, we have to take the cost of attendance. We subtract the student aid index, or SAI, that you received. You received a dollar amount from the FAFSA when you filled it out, and then we award any unmet need. That's a very broad example. It's just for information purposes only, and I'm gonna try to make it a little more relevant as I move forward. So, cost of attendance. Here's an example of what it costs to attend Alabama University as a full-time student. Also in living on our residential properties on campus. So in-state, you can see the difference in tuition. Fees are the same, whether you're in-state or out-of-state. Room will be the same if you're in-state or out-of-state. Now, the room cost can vary depending on if you're in the traditional dorm, or if you're in the suite room, or if you're in our normal hills. And if you're off in one of our university managed properties, then that also can change. So that room, that cost of attendance calculation with the room, we can adjust it. It just depends on what residence hall the student stays in. And also meals. That's the same for in-state or out-of-state. I highlighted billable charges because this is what the university will charge the student. The remaining expenses, personal expense, transportation, are non-billable items. They will not be on your student's bill. However, when we're creating the financial aid award package, we can award up to that total cost of attendance. So if you're in-state, we can award up to $24,788 worth of financial aid for student assistance. If you're out of state, we can award up to $34,456. Now, what are the things that we award for federal Pell Grant, FSEOG, a Teach Grant, but we also have Alabama Student Assistance Grant that's not here. So if you're in the state of Alabama and you have full Pell eligibility, we can award Alabama Student Assistance. Student loans, we award subsidized loans, which do not accumulate interest while the student is in school. Unsubsidized, which does accumulate interest while in school. But I would comment that it's at a very low rate. We award Parent Plus loan, and you can scratch off Graduate Plus because I think everybody here is undergraduate students. But we also award Federal Work Study, which we've already begun that process. So for students, when they look at their financial aid award, if it is a grant or a scholarship, we will automatically accept that fund for you. So a student doesn't have to go and accept a Pell Grant or one of that student scholarships. We will already put that into an accept status. Student loans, before we will process, a student will have to log in and accept into their bank account and accept those student loans. And on top of that, complete entrance counseling and a master promissory note. And lastly, on the Parent Plus loan, the student has that on. That is a loan that the parent must apply for, meaning they have to log in with their credentials that they use to sign the FAFSA with, and they apply for it through studentaid.gov. And I have a flyer that we can drop in the chat to kind of walk through those steps for parents. The last thing I want to cover is satisfactory academic progress. And I want parents to really emphasize this to their students. Financial aid is not a gift. You have to earn financial aid. And I didn't put this on here. Let me go back. I don't know if I can go back. Let me see. I'm sorry. because I do want to cover that a little bit. SAP, or Satisfactory Academic Progress. Financial aid is not a gift. It's not automatic. You have to earn it. There's a couple of ways you earn it. One is you have to attend class. If you don't attend the first 3 classes, first 2 weeks, we do not disperse the aid. That's one thing. Second thing is, at the complete of that semester, they need to complete at least 67% of the classes that they attempted. So if they took 4 classes that 3 hours apiece, they need to pass at least 3 of them. If they don't complete, if they don't pass at least 3 of them, then they're not above the 67%, and they must maintain a grade point average of 2.0. So we calculate this in the first year. We allow the student to attend both semester, fall and spring, before we run a calculation, and we run it every spring for every student. But if they ever not making SAP, we do have an appeal process, but they're put on a semester to semester basis. When that happens, then we're checking their satisfactory academic progress every semester until they're maintaining at least a 67% completion rate, and they have a grade point average of 2. And I think I'm ready for the questions. And please don't load her up too bad. We try to answer all these questions. And we're working with students. I should have put this on this. My counterparts that did a very good job about it, but we're located in Patton Hall, where students can walk into us. We did have a line today, but it was a line of, I think, 8 people. So it's not that we have a long line. The other piece, and can we see this webpage here?
You're sharing your screen. You should be able to.
Yeah, can you see it now? Where you see our page?
I don't.
Okay. Hold on.
I have to close your presentation.
Yeah. Okay, let me share one more time. I do want to kind of. Yeah. Okay. So this is the A&M website. I'm gonna back it up a little bit. When you go to the A&M website and you click on admissions and aid, you click on financial aid. If there's ever a time that you have a question and you're not able to get here, if you go to the bottom of here, it has a little link that says join our virtual. Okay. And when you click on it, it's closed right now. So it says currently closed due to sickness. They should change sickness. But anyway, it's closed right now. So if you're logged in and you put your information in there, we will call you back that day and we'll answer the message. And the way the system is designed, it will allow as many people as we can handle for that day. So that means if we get to, I think it's around 200. If we get 200 requests, if we get 200 by 12, I think it closes for the rest of the day. So I suggest you, first thing in the morning, if you're looking for a question and answer, go ahead and get in there. I can say today was a pretty busy day. Never got above 50 a request. That was a rolling 50. We answering questions and get people out of the queue. But it's queued up. So when you sign in and put your information in, what your question is, it'll give you approximate time that we'll call you back. Okay. I think I can stop sharing with any questions.
Yeah, we do have a few for you. Someone is asking, how do we apply for the Alabama Student Assistance? Are you familiar with that?
I am. So that was one of the Alabama grants. I'm sorry, just give me a second. So we don't have an application for the Alabama Student Assistance Grant. What we do is we have so many students that qualify. And so what we do is, if you've exhausted all of the resources, that means the student taking out the student loan, and the parent taking out the Parent Plus loan. If the Parent Plus loan is denied and that student still has remaining charges and they qualify, meaning they have to have a zero EFC, then we can award Alabama student assistance to help them clear the balance. Now, we do try to clear balances, meaning although I may award $2,000 Alabama student assistance, if you exhausted all of the resources, then we may award a housing grant or we may award some need-based funds to kind of get you to zero. My goal is to get you this. When that student comes in front of me, if y'all done everything, we're going to try to get you to zero so that they can proceed for the next semester with no issue. And I tell you what, when we award in the fall, we award for the spring at the same time. So if we can clear you up in the fall, you should be good for the spring as well.
Okay, thank you. Then we have several parents asking, how do they apply for work study?
So the work study, we made the announcement during SOAR, and we had an application that went up on August the 1st, and all those that submitted the application within that time frame, we try to award the work study. We just don't have enough funds to go to the number of students. We're requesting additional funding for federal work study. So right now, that student would have to apply for that work study application in August.
Okay, thank you. Someone is asking, if your child has a book voucher, do they opt out of the Bulldog Access program? Are you familiar with anything like that?
Yes. So here's the dilemma. If your student is a presidential scholar, they get $1,000. That's more than typical enough for them to cover all expenses. And I would say yes. If they if they're one of the lesser scholarships, I think they get $250 per semester. It's just going to be a decision on that student. Because let me say, I would say yes. Because any charge from the access charge, they're gonna pay for it. And with the Bulldog, with the scholarship, they at least get a $250 credit at the bookstore to get their books at that time. So yes, I would say if they have a scholarship, go ahead and opt out.
Okay, thank you very much. Can you repeat which one of those loans was it that does not accumulate interest?
Unsubsidized loan.
Unsubsidized.
I can tell you as a freshman, most times, in some cases it's different, but most students get 3,500 unsubsidized. They get 2,000. I mean, 3,500 is subsidized and 2,000.
Okay. All right. Do you know when the Alabama GI dependent scholarship, do you know when the Alabama GI dependent scholarship will be added to their accounts?
I do not.
Okay.
So that's between the VA office here and student accounts.
Okay. So they would contact them about that.
I would say contact the VA office and they should be able to give additional, the one on campus, the VA office. I think all students with military benefits have to check in with that office and they have additional information.
Okay. This is a good question. If your financial situation has changed, is it too late to correct it on the FAFSA?
I would suggest that, and I didn't address this, but there are some forms on our webpage where I took you before. If you go to forms, there's some special circumstances forms that parents and students can fill out, and they have a list of items that we need to help redetermine the student aid index. So if you had a loss of income, loss of job, and we see that a lot right now, the government layoffs and things like that, we have a method that we can recalculate the student aid.
Okay. Someone here is asking, where can they find more information on how to utilize the book voucher? Is there a resource?
So actually the list, I didn't send it up today, but it'll probably go up tomorrow. So if they have a book voucher, it would automatically, their name would go up to the bookstore. The bookstore actually sends them an email. They will know that they have, say, a $250 credit at the bookstore.
Okay. I'm trying to get through these. When will outside scholarships be applied to accounts? This person's daughter's scholarship was listed on Friday but gone today.
Uh, it was listed today. It was listed the other day and gone tomorrow. So when we notated on the award, but then we send the check to the business office, they usually post it pretty quickly, usually within a day or so.
So if it was posted on Friday, perhaps maybe you should check back in the morning, give them like a full business day.
Probably not in the morning, probably the
End of day. Okay. So, ma'am, if you'll just check back at the end of the day to see if the account has been updated on that one.
And I would say this time of the year we're very busy. A lot of stuff is coming in at the same time, and some of those processes are manual. Like a check is kind of a manual process, and there's no way around it.
Yeah.
So maybe give it the rest of this week. If it's not there on Monday, then follow up in our virtual.
So for questions about the payment plan, what department or office is the best point of contact for payment plans?
Student accounts.
Student
And I
accounts.
think they have some on their webpage. They actually, if you go to the search bar and put student accounts in, go to their page, they actually have some step-by-step process.
Okay. And at this point, should there be a zero balance on these accounts, or you guys are still working on it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, so we have not started dispersing aid. The only thing that may have posted is an outside check. No aid post until after students have attended at least 3 classes at 3 different sections. So, so it's going to be. We're talking about today. The first disbursements will be the 28th of August.
Okay.
First disbursements will be the 28th of August. Now, if your student has a student loan and they're first-time freshmen, they actually have to wait 30 days before those funds post to that account.
Okay.
And that is federal.
So all the parents encourage your students to go to class, like we've talked about at SOAR. We've talked about it everywhere. The financial aid depends on it.
That's right.
Okay. Parent Plus loan was awarded on my son's financial aid. How do I accept that?
So we put it in an offer status in order for us to process a Parent Plus loan, and they would log in. They would have to apply for the loan first. They go to studentaid.gov, log in with their credentials, and that's what I said I was going to drop in the chat. And then once they apply for it, if it is approved, then we will move it into an accept status. So a parent would not move into an accept status.
Okay. Just a few. After this one, I'm going to have to cut off the questions so we can get to all our presentations. But someone's asking about books. What about, I think this is saying $16,000 scholarship. Will books be included?
No. And $16,000 scholarship is an academic recognition scholarship. It doesn't have books, and it's $4,000 per year.
Okay, great. So my apologies to any questions I didn't get to, but in the interest of time, I want to be respectful to our panelists. We've all had a long day. So thank you, Mr. Bird, for answering all our questions.
Last note, I did put an FAQ in the chat.
Okay.
And parents, you can download that. Please follow those steps. It kind of walks you through it, and it helps move the process easy. But once again, don't be afraid to go into our virtual line. We have a few counselors, and we're continuing to add more counselors. And we hope that we can provide a very good experience and help your students finish this as quickly as possible with enough resources.
Yes, we appreciate you and your team for making school financially possible for many of our students. So thank you so much for your presentation and answering so many questions for everybody. And so now it's time to move forward with dining services. We have Ms. Sharon Murray and Mr. Donald Pearsall from the dining department. If either one of you want to take the floor for the next few minutes and talk about meal plans, the dining buck system, our dining halls, whatever you want to use the last 10 to 15 minutes for, you can take the floor at this time.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ms. Sharon Murray. I am the general manager for dining services here at Alabama A&M. Unfortunately, I'm sorry I did not make a presentation, but I have asked Mr. Pearsall to go on the website where you all can find most of our information, which is at AAMU Dining. And you can click on the locations and health and wellness and any area that you need to any questions with. I will talk about the meal plans. Most of the freshmen here get the 21 meal plan, meaning they get 3 meals a day for 7 days a week. It also comes with $250 Bulldog Bucks, 200 Bulldog Bucks, 250 Bulldog Bucks, which they have the option to spend on campus at one of our retail facilities or our dining facility. Our dining halls, we have 2 dining halls. They are open 7 days a week. Like I mentioned before, you can go on the website and you find the hours of operation, but we are normally open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the evening. We have 4 retail concepts: Subway, Pod. The different meal plans. We have the weekly 5, the weekly 10, and the mandatory 200 Bulldog Bucks. If you're a returning student, you get to choose between those meal plans. As mentioned, we have 4 retail concepts where they can use the Bulldog Bucks at. We have a Subway, Pod, Chick-fil-A, and We Proudly Brew Starbucks. The Bulldog Bucks do roll over from fall to spring. They do not roll over from spring to summer. If you have any type of dietary accommodations or anything, feel free to stop by the office if your child needs any accommodation as far as vegan, vegetarian, or any type of dietary needs, allergies or anything. Feel free to stop by my house so they can meet the managers. We can figure out their needs and make sure that they're taken care of safely. That's about it, unless you have some questions for me.
Okay, does anyone have any questions for dining services? You can put those in the chat. I'm seeing, is the 250 per month, and I'm not per semester.
It is a semester.
Okay, so that's
And if you can always add more Bulldog Bucks by visiting One Card Services located in Patton Hall.
Okay. The 200 is additional to the 3 meals a day.
No, the 21 meal plan comes with 3 meals a day. The 250 comes with that meal plan.
Okay, great.
And one thing we want to share with them, Ms. Murray, is that they can choose to eat in one of the retail while maintaining the 21 meal plan week. They can use the Bulldog Bucks in the retail. Say, for instance, if they don't want to eat in the dining facility for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, they have the option to go into one of the retail locations and use their Bulldog Bucks.
Okay, perfect. Someone is asking, how do the to-go boxes work?
We have a recyclable to-go program. They are, it's a one-time purchase of $10 that comes with a reusable cup. When the student returns the container, we have Ozzy machines located outside the dining hall. They'll insert the machine, it'll give them a coin. They can use that coin at that time to get another clean machine, or if they decide they want to eat in the dining hall with their friends, they can hold on to that coin and reuse it at any given time to receive a clean container. So it's a one-time purchase of $10, and they will receive a free reusable cup.
Okay, thank you. Someone is asking, when will the Bulldog Bucks be loaded, I guess, on their cards?
Bulldog Bucks are loaded on the cards now. Unfortunately, we went through a major system migration at the end of July, and it's caused a little computer glitch in our system. We're really trying to work that out as we speak. So hopefully by the end of the week, students will be able to use their Bulldog Bucks.
End of the week, okay.
And we'll send an announcement out to all of the students and let them know when they're able to use those bucks.
Okay, great, thank you. And when can the students decline a dining plan? How does that work?
The dining plan is mandatory for all freshmen who reside in on-campus housing. So it cannot be declined. It's just an automatic part their tuition, of their room and board costs.
Okay, great. Someone just has a nice comment. Their freshman student is enjoying their meals and they say thank you to you guys. So that's very nice.
Good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let me move this out of the way. If you miss breakfast, can you eat twice at a different time, like in the evening, if you miss a meal?
No, because the way the system is set up, we have meal period. So our breakfast runs from 7A to 10A. And then our lunch meal period runs from 10:30 to 2:30. And then the dinner meal period runs from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. So there's no swapping of the different meal times?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So just within that window frame of those meal periods. And we have extended our hours from prior years. So we're giving more time on breakfast. I mean, we extended out an hour and a half this year.
Okay. And just, someone else is asking something. Scroll down here. The $250 Bulldog bucks are automatically added to each student's meal plan. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was responding to a question.
Yep.
Yes, I was
Thank
responding
you
to
so
a
much.
question.
And just a question I have, can you guys go over just the different dining halls, or how they're similar, how they're different? Are they, stationed within the dorms? How do the dining halls work?
We have two dining halls. Wilson Dining Hall is located in the Ernest L. Knight building. And then we have Foster Dining Hall, which is located in Foster Hall. Both dining halls are located where we house students. They are within a dorm. Both dining halls have the same hours, same concept. Wilson, of course, Wilson Dining Hall is larger than Foster. Wilson Dining Hall feeds about between 8,000 to 9,000 meals a week. Foster feeds between 4,000 and 5,000 meals a week. So very similar, just smaller footprints, but same menu, same concepts, same options available at both dining halls.
Great, thank you. And then this last question I'm seeing is, can the parents check the student's balance on the Bulldog bucks? Is that allowed?
Yes, parents can check if student give them give them access to their e-account over the summer. Big pardon, someone say something? Oh, I'm sorry, I thought someone said something. Over the summer, we sent several emails out to all of the freshmen returning students of how to activate their e-account. The e-account will allow them to check their Bulldog Bucks balance, add cash to their one card. It will also allow them to deactivate their one card in the event they lose it. Students can give parents that access if they want to. What we'll do is we'll resend those emails out, and it gives them a list of instructions of how to enroll in the e-account where they can check their Bulldog Bucks balance at any time.
Okay. And can the students choose which dining hall they want to eat in? It doesn't matter?
It does not matter. It's just one meal per meal period. So if you eat breakfast at Wilson, you cannot go to Foster and eat breakfast, but you can go there and eat lunch.
Okay, great. A parent is asking, can they reload it? I assume they're talking about the Bulldog bucks on the card. Can parents do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes, and that will be through the e-account, and we'll send those instructions out again. But again, over the summer, we sent it out several times, but we'll resend those. So make sure the students get it.
Thank you very much. We heard that parents have access after we left. Do parents have access while visiting? So if a parent is on campus, can they also share in the food at the dining halls? Is that allowed?
Parents are always welcome in the dining hall, but there is a fee at the register for all guests.
Yeah. Okay. And that concludes this session, I believe. Thank you both so much, Ms. Murray and Mr. Pearsall, for all your information about dining services. It's a big job to feed our campus, 3 meals a day for all of our students. I've eaten at our dining hall as a guest, and the food is very good. So I appreciate all the work that you and your teams do to keep our students fed. Thank you all to all the parents who are on the call still. We appreciate you being engaged and for volunteering your time to support your students. We're trying to build out more family and parent engagement at AAMU. So thank you for being a part of what we're doing in these initial stages. I do just want to repeat that this webinar happens once a month. There's going to be 3 more left in this semester. I'm trying to pull up the dates again. So on Monday, September the 15th, we'll be discussing student engagement and involvement, also civic engagement. October the 20th, it's going to be called What's on Your Mind, which will be about mental health on campus. And we'll have folks from the Student Health and Counseling Center for that. Then the final meeting will be called On to the Next. We'll have Ms. Carla Miller of Residential Life and Housing, and she'll be going over some move-out procedures for transitioning from the fall semester into the spring semester. So please do be watching the parent portal. That's where I'll be posting the registration links for this webinar on those dates. You can also be asking questions. If I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry about that tonight, but please do be checking the parent portal and you can ask questions there, and I'll be trying to check the portal as much as I can. You can also reach out to all the panelists we've had on the call tonight to get your questions answered. So we've had a lot of great questions. We've had a lot of very engaged parents on the call tonight. So I hope we keep this up. If you know other parents who would be interested, please do share the parent portal with them. Let them know about Bulldog Parent University. And that's going to be it for tonight. I appreciate you all so much. And hopefully I will see you all next month, September 15th. Okay. Y'all have a great night. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you.